Now welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And just a little announcement before we get to the news. Me Monday this week will be on Tuesday. It is being delayed, or should I say arriving precisely when it means to. And so let's now get right to the news.
Okay, we're going to start out with Giancarlo Esposito. He did an interview talking about when we might see Moff Gideon next, because he's in the season, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They mentioned him. He gets a name drop.
he
does
maybe
escaped.
Have a little reputation for accidentally revealing things he's not supposed to.
He's the anti-Dave Filoni.
He did an interview with Jimmy Kimmel, but he was actually surprisingly tight-lipped. Like, he was
For him?
He probably got yelled at.
I'm sure he's been yelled at many times.
But there is one question, and we'll get to it, that I think he might have gotten tripped up. First off, though, he was asked when we would see Moff Gideon. Esposito said, "The odds are good you're going to see me soon. That's all I can say. The show is just a fantastic show to be on. They want the audience to be in anticipation and wonder and joy and excitement. And so I did it so long ago that I got to be honest with you, I can't even remember. I don't remember when I'm on."
Do they actually get the episode title, or did they just get this is what we need you for?
Well, and you have to think of it this way too. Even if he shot the story, he doesn't know in post where they're going to be shoehorning things in.
That's what I was asking. Do they here's the script for episode 7 of the season, or does he just here's your script?
They probably give them as little as they possibly can.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
He probably really only knows the stuff he's involved with for the most part.
Yeah. Which is not a lot, apparently. It's not the first half of the season. We know that for sure.
Because we haven't seen him.
Yes.
And kind of as a joke, he was asked whether he remembers when and where the audience last even saw Moff Gideon, and he responded, "I sure do. I was in the Huskow, prison, or at least on the way there, locked up and shuttered, which gives me a lot of time to think and to calculate what my next move might be."
Well, that's not the last time we see him. That's where we know he got shipped off to.
Yes.
Because they do make mention of that.
That he's meeting, that he is in prison?
Yes, but he maybe escaped. They don't know.
Maybe
it's a cover story for mind flaying him. Yeah, they did. In the Pershing portion. Pershing portion? I like that. When they were sitting around talking, there were rumors that he had his mind flayed or that he'd escaped and nobody knew for sure.
Well, yeah, they're not going to tell the asylum-ees where their old boss was.
I can't imagine why.
Mm-hmm. So we've got, that's a clue as to where the story might be going, though. We know he's been plotting. After the reveal of Elia Kane in episode Pershing.
Yep.
We know that she's working as a double agent for somebody. Somebody in the remains of the Empire. Somebody who wants what the Empire wants.
Can't imagine who that would be.
Some people have actually speculated it could be Thrawn. That maybe he's calling the shots now.
But wasn't he calling them before?
Might be pulling strings to get Gideon free.
Could be.
Could be. There's another theory out there that maybe it's just the ex-Imperials in the amnesty program who are planning on breaking him out.
So they're planning on it and haven't pulled it off yet?
Maybe they needed some additional tools. Maybe they needed some additional people. Maybe that's why she's testing them when they come in.
Could be.
Could be why she's breaking their brains, too.
Yeah, but I guess he wasn't for Gideon anymore, so he never was. He was just that's who was in charge, so I had to do what I had to do to get my
and she's punishing
research
him.
done. Yeah.
Either way, Esposito has confirmed Moff Gideon has not been exactly idle in prison. Calculating.
He's taken that joint over, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Just the voice alone. I have something you want. It's extra portions of yummy prison food.
Is it maybe more biscuits?
Oh, Imperial biscuits.
The dark side has cookies.
The dark side does have the good stuff, the yummy stuff.
It's always been the joke. Come to the dark side, we have cookies. They really do have cookies.
They do.
I'd like to try one of those. I know that I think I saw a recipe or something or whatever on StarWars.com, but I want the real thing, not the one I have to make at home.
You want it from the actual galaxy far, far away? Mm-hmm. And a long time ago? Might be a little stale at this point.
No.
Dark side power keeps
really
it fresh.
Good packaging and stuff.
Those are some really good preservatives. Really good.
Then Kimmel said to him, "So you've been plotting and preparing for this next comeback, which is going to be Wednesday, right?" Esposito says, "It will. Aha! I see what you did there." So did he just drop that we're going to be seeing Moff Gideon this week? in a matter of days.
It was going to be like a strange episode this week.
Yes, you've connected the dots.
Everybody gets an episode this season except for Mando.
Well, it's interesting because we talked about the other day the interview with Brendan Wayne, who is one of the Mandalorians.
Yes.
Within the Din Djarin
One
suit.
of the Dins, yes.
One of the Dins. And he said that the next episode is going to feel different, or maybe be a different genre from the norm. This could be the prison break episode, like in Andor.
Saw Andor and they're like, scrap everything. We got to put one in
when
there.
Moff Gideon yells, "One way out!"
Oh my god. It's Kino Loy's first stint in the...
Kino's still in there.
The slammer, whatever you want to call it. No, this would be previous. No, wait, it would be after. What am I thinking?
Kino's still in there.
Yeah. Why was I thinking
I was involved in a prison break once before.
Oh my god, can you imagine
Couldn't
if he was
swim
still
then.
in there? Could you imagine that?
Like they just never released him.
He's somehow still in there?
Somehow,
Even
Kino
though it's
Loy is still in jail.
Yes. I hope so. I mean, I don't want to say, wish evil things on Kino, but it would be just, I don't know. I don't know where I'm even going right now. Let's continue.
Yeah, let's move on then to the next section. Katie Sackhoff talks more about Bo-Katan and Mando. She has been playing Bo-Katan, as we've said, since the Clone Wars. It's been like 11 years.
I like that. It's like, I've been playing this character since the Clone... Like, she fought in the Clone Wars herself.
She kind of spoke about the difference between voice acting and portraying in live action. She said, it's a completely different medium, and I don't think I realized how different it was, to be honest, until I actually stepped on stage. I thought that I'd done all the work and realized that I didn't actually know how Bo-Katan moved and talked and held herself. All of a sudden I felt completely unprepared, even though I knew so much about her and her backstory. I don't think anybody really anticipated that she would be back in this extent, and if they did, they didn't tell me.
Well, I always thought there was a possibility because she looked like...
You did.
Yeah,
she does
mean, even years before The Mandalorian, I said, well, Katie Sackhoff is she's been in Battlestar Galactica. She's kind of an action-y hero. I'm like, she could pull off a live-action Bo-Katan quite nicely.
The scene in the newer episodes, she's kind of in an interesting place in Mandalorian Season 3. She kind of elaborates a bit
The lead role?
on how she got there. This is a woman who's had a lot of challenges in her life, a lot of heartache and disappointments. She's always done what she thought was right for the Mandalorian people, and she's made a lot of mistakes in the process. I think that she wears all of that, and there's so much guilt and so much turmoil that plays itself out a little bit this season. For her not to take the Darksaber in Season 2 is such a huge moment. Something's different, There's a reason why she didn't, and I think it lends itself to who she has become and where she's gone.
She realizes you can't just hand that thing off or bad things happen. Whether or not she believes in some kind of curse or anything like that. It didn't go well last time, so you gotta earn it. Like even Gideon said, it's the story behind it.
Right, the story is where the power is.
Yeah.
Her story is becoming more and more interesting, though.
It is becoming interesting. She is stepping up to more of a lead role this season, which I'm actually enjoying. I wish Din could be there as well. He's kind of been in the background in the last episode or two.
Another thing that she actually revealed on StarWars.com is that she learned a new stunt for The Mandalorian Season 3, but she couldn't reveal what it was because it would give things away. Maybe she's gonna ride the mythosaur like a bantha.
Oh my god, like she's been on a rodeo horse kind of thing?
I'm just saying, what kind of new stunt is she gonna be learning? We've seen her flying around, we've seen her wielding the saber, we've seen her using her traditional weapons. What skill is there that we have yet to see? What stunt? Riding a mythosaur. We haven't seen that stunt from her.
No. Could get some lessons from Boba Fett.
I'm hoping it's something. I don't know what it's going to be. Because I don't...
Well, yeah, I mean, I suppose
will I know it when I see it?
The stunt was like being tossed off riding a creature. That would be...
We'd all be like,
what creature could that be?
One of those little babies they saved.
Well, it could be a Shriekwing, right?
It could be.
I mean,
the symbol of Death Watch.
Yeah, it wouldn't automatically mean a mythosaur.
No, it wouldn't automatically mean a mythosaur.
We would just assume. And by not saying that it would give it away, almost gives it away.
I see what you did there.
Yes.
When we met Bo-Katan in Season 3, she was casually sitting on that throne. It's a very iconic image for her right now.
I've seen it memed a few times, yes.
She said, "We worked on it for quite a while, and our goal was for her to look very dismissive of it. Very disrespectful of it. Disrespectful of even Din and his presence. I think she really is in a bad state. I think for Bo, she's lost everything. Everything that she thought was important, everything she thought she knew. Everything that she wanted. Her family, her planet, her darksaber, her respect.
Her darksaber. Ooh, bold words.
Was hers for quite some time-ish. She lost everything. I think that she's at a point where she may or may not be trying to figure it out. Everything she's done for her life is misguided. For fans of the Clone Wars and Rebels, this is a woman who has a lot of guilt, and I think it's playing itself out now.
She does have a lot of guilt. Goes all the way back to her sister, Satine.
She could even see herself as responsible for Satine's death.
Yeah.
Which she, in a roundabout way, kind of is.
She kind of helped take over.
And she might even see herself responsible for the fall of Mandalore.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know the whole story of what went wrong with that, but we know who was in charge.
In the Minds of Mandalore episode, it revealed new lore about House Kryze. Bo-Katan mentioned her father for the first time. We've never heard of him. Sakharov talked about how it felt learning new bits of backstory and how she's incorporated them into her performance. She says, I love it. I think that every time a new piece comes out, it's imprinted in my mind as a piece of her. But at the same time, Dave Filoni is like my encyclopedia. I spend every second that I am with Dave listening and talking to him about Bo. We will spend days just texting back and forth backstory about Bo, things that people may never see about her childhood, and how she felt about her father, and what Satine represented to her. All of those things that I already know, it all went into this season. Everything we'd been talking about for years. It's a really interesting season.
Someone needs to hack her phone.
It's all there. Everything is there. Based on what we see in episode 2, you can tell she's pained. There's more going on inside of her. It's great that she's actually able to convey all that. I mean, this is even in the latest episode, it's a very subdued Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
I don't think she likes to be alone. She likes being with Din and Grogu. I feel like she's her most self around those two. Like, those are the people she's comfortable with. It's a very broken character, especially with her history from Clone Wars and Rebels. And I want to see what becomes of her.
No, I agree. I've always found the character interesting. And I'm not upset that she's kind of stepped into the spotlight here in The Mandalorian. It's just unfortunate kind of casting a shadow on Din when he should kind of be standing beside her. I don't necessarily mean, doing everything together as in taking over Mandalore together, but it does feel like Din has taken a bit of a backseat this season.
All right, and it's time for New This Week in Star Wars, etc. I'm going to hit you. Stop that.
You heard it here first. She's threatening bodily harm.
Tuesday, Mandomania new product releases. Maybe they'll have something to do with The Mandalorian. We'll see.
More Book of Boba Fett releases.
Wednesday, Bad Batch Season 2, 2-episode finale.
Ooh.
Mando Episode 5, which could see the return of Moff Gideon, as well as a weird genre-type thing going on.
So which one are you looking forward to more?
Hard to say. A season finale is always such a highlight.
I'm Team Batch. Even if it was both season finales at this point. Batch has been better.
In comics, they're doing a Return of the Jedi special things where they're making little one-shots, and this first one is Jabba's Palace.
I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
Yep. High Republic number 7, High Republic The Blade number 4. And for anyone who cares, on Friday, the Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves comes out.
Yay.
Yay.
I think we're going to review that, assuming we go see it.
Assuming we go see it, which we're supposed to go see it, but we haven't bought tickets, so...
Well, we're trying to organize with a bunch of people we're going with, so with the whole D&D group.
One person just says buy tickets, but nobody else has said anything, so...
Well, they tell you because we all know.
They don't all tell me, though. I have one person, we're all together at the table, and they'll go, yeah, let's do it, but no one talks about what day anyone's available.
Because we all know you'll figure it out. That's why you're here.
I'll just get tickets for the two of us, and they can figure things out.
Hey, I'm fine with that. I get to see it. Anyway, that's all we got for this time. So now it's your turn to take to the comments below and tell us what you think of any and all of today's news, and let's talk some Star Wars. And until next time, thanks for watching.